Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over, I do believe, one of Niantic's strongest tools against us that is psychological, and that is going to be, drumroll, fear of missing out. So I've been around since day one. I've played every single event and I've played every single day. That's not a brag, that's just letting you know that I've been here from the beginning, so I have extensive information on the situation in which we're going to be talking about, this subject here. And what is that? Fear of missing out. So let's go ahead and go over this. I've talked about this many a times in my videos on how you could potentially save yourself a few bucks from going super hard on a lot of these legendaries that they do release, or potentially mythicals that they're releasing in raids that they will inevitably release later down the line with a shiny or with new moves. And there you go. So it started off with the legendary birds. I'm taking a look at what I've got going on here. So for Articuno, I do believe the legacy is going to be Hurricane. So in order to get that, you're going to have to use an elite TM and or raid it when it returns into the gyms. So you're not going to be able to use a regular TM. You're going to have to use one of those expensive elite TMs that you pay for in order to get one of these legacy moves. Now, there's nothing wrong with raiding something that's brand new that we know that is potentially going to be getting a new move in the future that is going to make it so much better. There's the Community Day Pokemon, and or there's just the simple releases of the legendaries that are going to be getting a signature move in the future, which is going to make them, well, just 1,000 times better in general. For the most part, usually. Sometimes they might get a move that doesn't make them too much better, but a lot of times these moves are just going to be great. Now, one example here, which it's not too big of an example, it is, but at the same time, you are going to be okay with it before its signature move, and that is going to be good old Mewtwo. Now, going hard on this initially was not a bad move. You wanted the candies, and it was a good Pokemon to begin with, even if it did have, was it, hold on, let me use my Elite TM. I forgot if it had, hold on. It has Psy Strike, of course. Future Sight. Does it have Future Sight? Let's go ahead and see. No, it doesn't. Okay, so it was just straight good with Psychic, and it had a plethora of moves for you to use it to begin with. So, should you continue on and raid hard when they do bring out new legendaries, or should you kind of just slow down? Well, seeing that they did cut the remote raids, we're all going to probably be slowing down unless you do have a massive raid group in your area, which is going to be nice, and you can go around and just do the raids with them. But you know, they are going to keep re-releasing a lot of these Pokemon with newer moves. For instance, Lugia was a good one here. Aeroblast was going to be its signature move that it did learn. So if you did power 1 up, they did make the Elite TM. So we're going to be able to at least salvage those. Because I remember talking about that a while ago, saying, well, when we power up these Pokemon, they're going to be useless. So you might as well just hold off, unless you do not mind investing in these lesser forms of what they're going to be to come in the future. So we got the Elite TMs, we're allowed to use those now, we're good to go. But that doesn't mean we're still should just like go throw our money at this game, right? Just keep on going. And you also have the fear of missing out for events and everything else in between. Now, of course, they did, like we said, release the Elite TMs, which is going to kind of alleviate that whole issue of you get 100 legendary without a signature move, you power it up, you're liking it, they release it again with the signature move, you got 100, what should you do? Well, now you can use that Elite TM, which is going to be perfectly fine. So there's not like a massive issue when it comes to this, but there's definitely that fear of missing out element to a lot of these events, as well as potentially community days. And not only that, they seem to like to drop these events lately on, I wouldn't necessarily call them holidays, sometimes holidays, depending on, you know, where you live, but you got Mother's Day today, and they've got Go Battle Day. I mean, I don't know if they did that on purpose, or they just don't care, because we're entering this new age of demonizing normal holidays, like nuclear family holidays. Do you know where I'm going with this? Okay, I'm not going to get too political with it, but maybe it's just, oh, it just landed on this calendar day. But what happened for the last event? Another holiday, right? Do you see where we're going with this? So, I don't know what's going on over there, if that's intentional, or maybe it's just because, oh, it's an open day, not too many people celebrate that in their minds. in their minds, see, there's a lot of things I want to touch on, but if I do go down that little dirt trail over here, oh my goodness, I'm going to make a lot of people get in an uproar. I don't take any sides. I sit way on the sideline and watch everybody fight. And I take my camping gear with my dog and I go find a quiet place and just puff while everybody's going to war. That's me, okay? So, what else do we have in the future? We've got Dialga. So if you invested in that, at this point it doesn't matter because Dialga is amazing. So what you're going to simply do is probably raid some more. It's going to get, what, Roar of Time? Wow, I wonder what that's going to look like. But I personally have never been able to find 100 Lugia. Or not Lugia, Dialga. Got a 98, got 100 Palkia, got a 98 shiny Palkia. But don't have that 100 for Dialga quite yet. Then we do have Rayquaza, which I have powered up many of these things here. Have several hundreds. Have a level 51, 100% IV. Not a Shundo yet. Don't even care if I find one of those. If I do, that'd be fantastic. If I don't, then big deal, because I know how low the odds are for you to actually find one of those. But that's going to receive Dragon Ascent. That's another one that you're going to probably have to use an Elite TM on if you have one already powered up. But again, you're going to be able to simply raid them again. But do you see where we're going with this? And again, now I have to say, I can't really say that this is a horrible thing, because technically this is my job. The longer we play this, the more they kind of squeeze it out, drag it out. That's going to be good for me. And I know a lot of people just want them to hurry up and bring everything out. But if they do that, then the game will not die, but there's going to be nothing exciting to wait for. Therefore, if they slow drip it, we've got a little bit more to look forward to. It depends on how slow they're dripping it, though, okay? So as far as fear of missing out, I definitely have been a part of that, especially in the beginning. Now a lot of things are receiving newer moves. They're pretty much all shiny now. So every time they're released, it's like, I really need the shiny? I've got 7 of each. The only thing that I really need to do now is hunt their XL candies. But that is just going to be just even more difficult to do now, since the remote raids have been cut down to 5 a day. And I'm going to probably get out there and raid again. I actually got a new car. I'm not going to say what kind of car I got because I want it to be discreet. So I'm actually able to drive again. Thank goodness. It is amazing. I feel like I'm living oh, compared to my other car. Oh, I drove that sucker into the ground. I drove that sucker into the ground badly. I took good care of it. But then something happened to it, and then I just kind of got annoyed. And then I kind of just started slacking. So, yeah. Make sure we get on it with this newer car here. And then we had Regigigas in the Elite Raids. No, it's not the Elite Raids, the EX Gym, sorry. And then they just released it, simple. I did get myself a shiny. I don't care, nobody cares about Regigigas, right? But as far as fear of missing out, folks, don't fall for it all the time. It's fine. Everything's going to come back, and everything is going to be re-released with a shiny and or with a signature move, for the most part. And or a community day. So, what about events? Well, you don't want to miss Stardust events if they do drop those. XP events, double candy events, just trying to go plus. It's no big deal at this point. We don't need to go harder anymore. But then again, do I even need to tell you that? Because you all are just starting to kind of back away from the game a little bit since Niantic has done this. Really. It's quite sad. Remote raids, or not remote raids, regular raids, literally from my area, I don't see really much people. It's going downhill, unfortunately. So they better step it up. I think they are going to be releasing some crazy new gym system. We also have the map system, which is still to be released. That should be pretty interesting. I'm excited for this stuff, okay? I'm not like, oh, I hate you. Look, I'm still excited. I'm bringing you news. A lot of times, if I'm seem enthusiastic about bad news, again, it's just because I'm a newscaster. Pretty much, okay? So don't attack the messenger. I am just giving you information, okay? So that is where we're at. But I do believe, they are going to bring a lot of people back when they do update a lot of things that they apparently have coming down for us. But we'll just have to wait and see. But as far as fear of missing out, they started vamping up these raids a couple of years ago. It's been over a couple of years now, and it was insane. It just started going event after event after event, and it was great. And then it started to become a little burned out. I was like, kept going and kept doing them, but I was like, man, it's a lot of news for me to cover. It was great. Just more news after more news, another event, another video to cover, more, cover the news, do the event, make a video. It was all good. Do some PvP with the new Pokemon. So here we are, not complaining whatsoever, but it is a little bit of a burnout. But when it comes down to these, to this fear of missing out stuff, don't let it get to you. Say if there's one thing that you can only get. Oh, no more after this. They will never do that. They'll never release something once and never again. Okay? Just know it'll always come back. We could talk about, I guess, the clone Charizard or Armor Mewtwo. Where are those? Not just the clone Charizard, but clone Venusaur and Blastoise too. And also Pikachu, right? The Pikachu has like little spiky thingies on the tip of its ears. Not spikes, but the design. So there may be a few that may not be released for years, but I don't think this is going to release something and never again. It's always going to come back in one way or another. Just know that. And not only that, it's going to come back probably bigger and better. What I mean by that is just a new move and shiny as well, okay? So you really have nothing to look out for or miss out on the first time around, depending on the situation, okay? But there you go, folks. Don't let the fear of missing out get to you, because it may make you want to play more. Gotta go get some Pokecoins, gotta do this event. Don't worry about it. It'll come back and even better. It's a slow drip. First release it as a garbage form, then release it with a shiny, then release it with a signature move and it's shiny, and you know, that's just the way it goes. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.